Hello everybody and cheers, and I hope you're all having a festive season so far. This is my third take at this video and I've been trying to not drink all of the snowball, but it's going to happen probably by the end of this video, so glug glug. Oh. If you don't know what this is, it's very yellow and I suppose the glass looks really weird actually. Eggnog or advocaat, depending on what you call it in your region of the world, plus lemonade. Mixed together, frothy nice snowball, the granny drink for Christmas. I love it, I love it. If you've got some glacé cherries, dip it in. But this isn't Simon Gets Drunk. This is Simon discusses what's coming up in 2018 project-wise. And I need more hands, so this is... nice. Okay, duck that down, bring that up. This is why we're on attempt 3. Of this video. So on here I have a collection of things that I want to run through, and I should try and run through them in some order. Some of this is actually working titles for the album that I'm going to be completing in 2018, he says, for the third year in a row. But I actually feel like I'm actually probably in a creative mood for that now. But what I want to do is firstly thank everyone for being so awesome in 2017. It was a big year for me, I think, because it was the first year where I've been able to quite comfortably sustain posting things every single day on a variety of projects. So this video goes up on the Higher Plane Games YouTube channel, but I also run higherplanemusic.com, which is a music website where something gets posted pretty much every day. I run ilovedisastermovies.com, which is a monthly thing. I've got my own musical projects, and there's a few other kind of things that I dip my toes into around Tinternet. So they kind of, when you bandy them all together, I'm a very busy bee. And that's what I love, and it's what I love to do. And yeah, I think 2017, in spite of its difficulties and problems, has actually been fantastic for being able to get organised enough to be able to cover my bases and know what I'm doing. And I feel like I'm in my stride now. One of the biggest changes for that was... or kind of drivers for that was going on to Patreon. And I know Patreon's a bit of a Marmite thing for people because a lot of people don't feel that they need to subscribe or support people financially who create content on the internet and believe that internet is free and all of that kind of stuff. But I think it's a interesting slope, because when you go to that, then you're like, my music should be free, my game should be free, I just want everything for free. And then you kind of think, well, how does creativity sustain itself long term in life then? More? So it took me a while to feel like what I gave out was worth giving to then be able to do that. And thank you to the people that have supported me on Patreon. There's only a few of you, but the few of you, it's fantastic. It seriously drives me forward to make things better. What I do realise though is that in 2018, where I want to go a step further, it will probably require some extra support. So if anyone's up for helping, you are most welcome, and I'd love to have you with me over on Patreon. End of sale pitch. Now on, I'm going to be talking about what I do want to do in 2018. Now, I don't have dates for a lot of this stuff, but I want to run through all of the different things that I want to do, and I'll tick them off as I talk about them, because they're all over the shot here, where I was doing a big planning session on a wall with post-its and stuff. So yeah, this is my ramble. Wish me luck. And if you've got any comments about any of this, please do drop them in below. So first one is probably the easiest one to talk about. Sort out a backdrop. This is shoddy and shambolic, but we will do it anyway and get through and make something pretty for me to stand in front of when I do stuff. And that then enables me to launch more talking to stuff, where I can launch the music and racing series of videos and stuff like that. But it also allows me to do other things, and I want to start bringing in anime reviews of different films or series that I run alongside. Primarily this will be a gaming channel. I'm not sure if I want to do a separate channel that will cover anime, because it will be quite low frequency. But I've invested in lights, a camera, audio and a backdrop that I will decorate. Let's use it, let's get it going. I've had to rearrange my entire flat so that I can fit this into my bedroom. So yes, you are all in my bedroom at the moment. That's probably as slutty as I'll ever be. So let me tick off that. and the anime reviews. If that's something you're interested, please do let me know. If that makes you cry, I'm sorry. Then we'll look at how we split things up channel-wise. And I guess because I'm quite disparate in the different types of things that I do, like content-wise, even when you look at music and games, because aside from like this YouTube channel, High Playing Games, I run highplayingmusic.com, highplayinggames.com, I love disastermovies.com, zatoromon.com. Anyone goes there, it's just my music, and a couple of other like dotted around things as well. Things don't cross over particularly well, and not many people kind of jump ship between different things. And so when I was looking at how do I kind of expand and do things in 2018, that's quite difficult, because I don't want to make separate companies. I want the brand of what I do to kind of, you know that it's me. I don't know if that makes much sense, but yeah, so when I look at what I want to do with specifically High Playing Games, let's talk about in 2018, I want to move it towards much more of a let's play style of video going forward for 2018. The reasons for that are that let's play stuff seems to get more views at the moment for me. It's followed by live streaming and the occasional review when it gets good traction. However, what I do know is that all of the different types of games that I like my rhythm, I like my racing, I like my indie, I like my retro. And between those kind of four, not many people jump across the thresholds in that either. And by doing Let's Plays, it allows me to do shorter videos, upload more often, and then I can be happy with knowing that a video that gets uploaded, say if I done one video a day in 2017, I'm looking at potentially doing 2 videos a day in 2018, but they'll be shorter, more succinct, and I know that they won't all be for everyone. Because like people that want to watch me crash out and lose lots of front wings in a Formula 1 game may not want to see me screeching over a Japanese J-pop Idol Master game. You know what I mean? So the more diverse, it allows me to be more diverse and play the games and show off the stuff that I want to show off, rather than feeling constricted by what I feel like fits the audience, I guess, and then people can kind of cross-pollinate as they go. So I hope that makes sense for people, that it will be much more Let's Play orientated in 2018. You'll still have me chatting and being generally average over the top of everything, but it shall make sense. But what that does then mean is, the upshot of that is that they're quite simple, he says, to make those types of videos, because it's not a ton of editing. So it means that I can get on with the other stuff that I want to do to try and make High Playing Games, High Playing Music and so on a much more community-based brand. So the High Playing Games website was the biggest annoyance for me in 2017. I tried to launch it a couple of times, I just couldn't get the time because I was still busy getting organised, sorting out other bits behind the scenes. And so when I look at what I want to do in 2018, I want to get the High Playing Games website up and running, and then I want to try and get, by being Let's Play orientated and not having to do loads and loads of edity stuff in videos so much, or what I do is like quicker and easier to do. It means I can spend time building that website with written reviews, getting in some kind of community features into there, and where patron money will kind of go for 2018 will be very much around building the websites to make sure that they can host those kind of community features. So things like, maybe not so much forums and stuff like that, but score challenges, being able to post screenshots of bits and bobs on there, because YouTube, it's very comment response, and it's quite insular, I find, and I want to build a community. I want to really make that a thing. So patron money essentially for 2018 will go towards making those websites the best that they can be, so that I can then host the content that's on YouTube on the website, so that people can kind of cross-pollinate around. He says. What I also want to do though is, it's been a long burning desire, and this is both for music and for games, is to really focus on types of things that come out. And so I want to launch, when I do want to do editing and I want to make proper programming type stuff, as I was looking at the music and the racing stuff, I also want to launch stuff for indie games. Where I'll be interviewing creators and they'll be talking about game mechanics and how things were looking up and how games are designed, essentially. That's a really huge, big thing for me, so that I understand game design and how things work better, and how things come around. And I've already done a proof of concept trial, essentially, not so much on the game side of stuff, but flipping it onto music. So I've had a couple of artists now that I've worked with to create podcasts where they'll submit a song to me that they've made with all of the stems, and we'll walk through how they built that song up from conception to completion. And it's such a interesting insight into the creative process. I find it absolutely fascinating. If that kind of tweaks anyone's head, Hiroshi Kiraway, I've got his name wrong, but his podcast is called Sound Awakener, and he does a very, very similar style of thing. And so I want to launch the music version of that, which I've already got people lined up for and will be launching in 2018. But I've also started talking to some games companies around how we can do this for the games side on 2018 as well. So I guess for me, what I want to do is to place myself in that indie sphere where I can be a platform for games developers to come to and say, this is a game, this is what's unique about it, we've taken this to the nth degree, look at how this works, what do you think? And we can almost become a place that can help the games development world by understanding what works, what doesn't work, and we can kind of see the process of things. I find that fascinating personally, and I hope some other people will as well, because I really want to go down that route to become somewhere of a place to shout up for the little man. So yeah, I hope that interests some people too. Flipping onto that though, and taking a look at how games design and games development works, I want to have a go myself. So coming in 2018, there'll be a new collection of series around games development, featuring moi and seeing how I get on with stuff. There's already been some calls to see me try and learn Japanese, and that will be coming, because apparently that's quite hilarious about how much stuff I'm saying and doing wrong, and I'm saying really silly stuff. But it's great that people are correcting me underneath. That's only one video, and it still gets loads of views now. But for games development, there's a few things that are really, really exciting me. Firstly is the PlayStation 4 game Dreams. That to me seems like something that's going to open up a whole new world of games design without needing to know code. And so I want to become a place where people can come to and we can game jam and we can do all different bits and bobs and host events where we can do things like that and then live stream them out. And we'll create a project for people to then play or experience or do. I find that fascinating. I do want to take a look at how to build a visual novel. I also want to run some stuff on RPG Maker. And I've also got some courses that I've bought through Udemy, which now seem to infiltrate every second YouTube ad since I've been on their website. But I've bought Unity. A short course to try and get me through to build some bits in Unity. So I thought it'd be really, really interesting. I've got a few other little things as well that might be of use. Where we can look at game development. Maybe we can all co-collaborate and you can help me shape a game of the future, or at least an experience of the future. And that excites me a lot, because again, it's around knowing what I stand for and what I want to show to the world, I guess. And again, it's about little projects for little people with lots of passion who just need a voice and a platform to go for. So, anything else on gaming before I move on? Yes. So, probably not for 2018, but like to show how passionate and interested and committed I am to looking at what I want to do with this in the future. long term. And I've already started looking at prices so that I know exactly the kind of revenue that I need to start pulling in to be able to make it a reality. It's, I would like, this is a two-pronged approach. So dream number one, I want to be able to own a venue that can cultivate all of this kind of stuff together, like a pub or a club or just some kind of hangout venue where people can come and play games, and there'll be like a nightly tournament and we'll have a different game on and people can play, but you can grab a drink and some food or whatever at the same time. Integrated with open mic live performances of music and bits like that, and the two can come together. So say, I don't know, chiptune artists can come down and do whatever they do, fill up the dance floor, then afterwards we'll all go and have a, I don't know, a Street Fighter tournament or something like that. That to me is like the pinnacle of where I want to go. Alongside that, dream number two, is I want to start looking at how I can do some kind of yearly con, like the higher plane con or something like that. And I don't know quite how it will mix and mash together, but it would be hiring a venue, installing software and or TVs and bits like that, so that people can have some kind of online tournament, experience games that they may not experience before, experience live music that they may not have experienced before. And again, there is a bit of a crossover there, but it's how to work that out and make that a real thing. Now it could be in 2018 actually that con becomes a real thing, but on an extremely small scale. But it's a stepping stone, and everything's a stepping stone, and I've got like a little dream of where I want this all to go long term, and I'd like to take you guys along with me for the ride. And if that interests people, please do let me know. No promises or anything like that of where we want to go. It's very much dreamscape at the moment, but these are all small steps for me to get into where I want to go long term in the future. Okay, dream bits out of the way. Oh, I should have had more drink. I shouldn't have downed it all. Story of my life. Never swallow. Also, I guess off the back of that, I completely missed this off. So I've got some equipment. I just need. I will be looking at the ability to get hold of press passes and stuff like that to actually attend other people's conventions and stuff like that, to see whether I can pretend to be an actual journalist and go off and do stuff. So looking at well, maybe not more professional, but you know what I mean. So if people would like to see what it's like at, I don't know, the name's just escaped me. It goes on in London. Any con, that will do. I've got Comic-Con in my head, but that's not what I meant. The stuff that goes around in Essex, and if there was a Paris week or not an E3 necessarily, but yeah, we'll see if we can get some of that covered. So I can go roving and talk to indie developers or just games developers in general and see how they get on with stuff. Okay, drawing a line under that, the other big thing that I want to launch in 2018, because it's the 10th year anniversary of HigherPlaneMusic.com, is HigherPlaneMusic FM. Baba! Oh God, don't smack a ball. Baba! So, I've been working quite a lot behind the scenes to build up this as a radio station. And so the idea behind this is that a lot of people... I detest Spotify on principles of being a creator. It may be a wonderful platform for streaming in music and so on and so forth, but for me, when I look at how I find new music and experience new music, things like Bandcamp, Last.fm, YouTube actually to be fair, and recommendations through Amazon, bits and bobs like that. I'm not saying that those companies are fantastic and amazing, but when I find new music and I want to be able to almost discover it fluidly and naturally, mainstream radio doesn't do it for me. internet radio kind of does to a degree, but I want to have a presence where people can come along and place their music onto my station, and we can run with bits all across 24 hours, 7 days a week. So I'm aware that this is a big risk. I'm not putting any Patreon money towards any of it. It's going to be all of my own dosh that I've saved through my own day job, because I guess I'm not sure if online radio is an actual thing that really works in 2018 or will work in 2018. So I wouldn't want to put anyone's money on it except my own, to, I don't know, test the waters, I guess. But it's been a pet project of mine for a while. I will have it up and running in 2018 to coincide with the 10th anniversary of highplaymusic.com, and it will be a mixture of all the music that generally I like. And I know that's a very bad thing, but it's the genres of music that I like, because there's nothing out there that really suits what I like anymore. There used to be, I think it's still going, it was at Live 365, and I cultivated like a little mini station on there for a little while, and it was great fun to do. But I didn't have the funds to continue with it at the time because I was living at home. I had a khaki job. I was still in college, I think, when I tried that. So now's the time to really do it. So I'm looking forward to that happening. The podcast, obviously, that will happen with that, where artists deconstruct songs, will obviously go onto that site as well. I am looking at potentially a secondary YouTube channel for the music stuff that goes on there, for podcasts and updates and just general bits and bobs. Not really sure though. Facebook might come up as a thing there as well, and Facebook actually for the games. But I'm weary of spreading out too quickly when I've got all of these things that I want to go through. ilovedisastermovies.com will have a full backdated update so that every review is actually in the same platform. I've been doing that slowly for a while, but the whole website needs its upgrade, so that's a big thing for 2018. That's just a passion, fun project. But if you do like a disaster movie and like to watch The End of the World, you will find all of the movies that are going on over there. I can't wait to do that. I am looking though, I've made some links with some directors and some people that have been cast in very low budget disaster movies. So I'm hoping is that potentially a third podcast could look at doing cast interviews and stuff like that. I was talking to the guy via a Twitter DM that does the Sharknado movies, which I would love to interview him. I bet it would be nuts. If he's really boring, I'll be very sad. And then I guess lastly, although it's not really lastly because it's last in terms of relevance and interest, I guess. So I do music in my spare time, and it's very much not for fun because the music's really miserable. But my third studio album called Modus Vivendi will be launching in 2018 as well. It's been a long time coming. I started this album back in 2015. But when my nan passed away, I found that I was kind of writing songs from a completely different perspective. So I was kind of benching the songs that were about family, life, death, connections, those kind of things. And then, I don't want to sound too lefty, but I feel like the world is in constant argument with itself. So modus vivendi is essentially Latin for agreeing to disagree, or having an agreement between two parties where no one's particularly winning or happy, but you agree to deal with it because you're just like, and I feel like most of my life currently sits in that kind of arrangement. So yes, political, personal album of intrigue. If you're interested, Zatoramon.com. I want to do proper updates on there about how the progress of that album is going. It does go into an actual recording studio for me to do the vocals, although I'll do most of the instrumentation actually here in my flat. And what was I going to say? I will then do a couple of gigs, as I normally do, to showcase some of the songs. I try and get some of it recorded so then it can come out as a live EP. And then what I want to do, because I've not done it for a good while, is I always try and every couple of years get a live gig recorded and then put that out as like just a live version, because a lot of my music now is getting quite heavily produced, but when I go out to sing and play, it's normally just me and a piano or a keyboard. So I like being able to rearrange things between high production and then me squawking over some keys. So yeah, it's going to be busy. So I'm so sorry in a way that was a massive ramble. I do have some other little projects and things that I'd like to do as well, that may kind of come out of some of that. But they're my big things, and I'll tick them off as I go. If you're watching this and you're on Patreon already, thank you so much for enabling me to continue doing what I do. If you're not on Patreon and you'd consider donating, you can pop along. The link will be in the description. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. 2018 is going to be good. If you've got any things that you'd like to do yourself in 2018, drop it in the comments, because then when you put it out there, it becomes scarily real, and you're like, might actually have to do this now. You will have noticed I've not done anything about weight loss. Very good reason for that. Nom nom nom. So yeah, is that everything? This video's gone on long enough. Okay, right. Thank you. Have a grand end of 2017. I can't wait to see you all in 2018. Bye for now.